like the actual song Get On Up would be a good alarm clock song in theory, but I also feel like I would just start dancing in my bed and then once I turned it off, I'd just go back to sleep. So Get On Up, starring Chadwick Boseman, who played Jackie Robinson in the movie 42. He seems to be the king of the biopics at the moment. Get On Up is the biopic about James Brown, the iconic singer who sang and danced very well. And Chadwick Boseman plays him, and he does a very, very good job. But unfortunately for the movie as a whole, it does not seem completely deserving of his great performance as it should be. Basically, it's just a story of James Brown's life and career. It's told out of order, which makes it confusing, so ultimately the movie just wants you to pinpoint what year it is by what hairstyle James Brown is rocking. The narrative has no clear order. Again, it just jumps around from different times, and sometimes you're just like, wait, what year is this again? I can't keep track. There's one scene where he's hit a high in his early career, and his mom, who left him as a kid, shows up after one of his shows. In the beginning of this scene, she just shows up. But then, about 45 minutes to an hour later in the movie, the rest of the scene happens. It just, when you first see it happen, it just cuts, and then an hour later, you see the rest of the scene. And it's just like, you could have just left that all together. That didn't have to happen. Another thing is that he talks to camera, which would be okay if it was consistent, and it is not at all. The first time he talks to the camera is at least a half hour into the movie, and it just only happens every so often. It might only just happen like 3 times. It's like the film couldn't decide what type of narrative it wanted to go for, so it just kind of picked from different ones and mashed it up all together and just to one kind of mess of a movie. And the dialogue could get a bit silly and pretentious at times, and like James Brown came off as a bit of a dick, and I guess if he was, then that's fine, but I feel like there should be a bit of a balance so you don't totally hate him. And it's a shame because Chadwick Boseman does a great job, an amazing job of being James Brown. Like, he is James Brown. And the best parts of the movie are when James Brown is performing, just because it's so entertaining, and again, Chadwick Boseman is just in the zone, and it's great to watch, but then the other parts of the movie happen, and it's just like, oh, can he sing again? And even though, obviously, you see a lot of James Brown, the character, you still feel like there is something missing. So, I'm gonna give Get On Up a meh. Solely just because Chadwick Boseman was really great. He just carried the movie on, but just everything else just fell short, unfortunately. But what did you guys think? If you're actual fans of James Brown, did you think it was a loyal depiction of him? I didn't have much to compare it to, but again, let me know what you guys think. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Toodles!